In 2017 and 18, seekers from all over the globe gathered at Kanha Shanti Vanam, the world's largest Heartfulness center near Hyderabad in India. They came together to intensify their practice of meditation and also deepen their understanding of 10 guidelines for daily living that form an integral part of the Heartfulness movement. These 10 Maxims were written in the 1940s by the great spiritual scientist Chandra of Shahjahanpur, affectionately referred to as Babuji. They were the result of Babuji's lifelong spiritual practice, observation of the vibratory patterns of nature, and direct experience under the tutelage of his guide, Daaji Maharaj. Babuji offered a simple method called Sahej Marg, or the natural path, as a means for spiritual evolution. A heart-based meditation practice assisted by Yogic Transmission. The sessions at Kanha Shanti Vanam were conducted by Deepen or Daaji, global guide of the Heartfulness movement. Be happy to eat in constant divine thought, whatever you get, with due regard to honest and pious earnings. The spectrum of life extends from material existence to the final state we all have to arrive at. The experiences in a particular layer of existence have effects on the other layers as well. When we are preparing to take our food and we fix our thought on the ultimate, the effect percolates down to the substance on our table. The power of the life force, or Pranah, exists within food and outside it as well. The impulse of our thought combines with the food, and when it enters our body, it benefits our physical and spiritual health. The atoms and particles of the body get purified. Special care is also needed while preparing the food, since our thoughts are continually interacting with the food we are handling. In the East, certain foods are classified as Sattvic, or pure, essential and energy-giving, and these are recommended over others.
The Eastern thinkers have taken special regard of the question of food. It should be cooked neatly and cleanly in a proper manner. That is the hygienic point. But if it is sattvic and is cooked in constant remembrance of God, its effect will be surprising. And if it is taken meditating all the while on God, it will cure all kinds of spiritual diseases and remove things which hinder our progress.
In this day and age, there is a vast array of food available to most of us. Modern transport has meant that produce from different corners of the world can be procured almost anywhere.
We have mineral kingdom, plant kingdom, animal kingdom, human And among human also we have sages and sinners, saints and sinners, right? Would you think of beheading sage Vasishtha and cook him in front of you and eat him? It's unthinkable. Even human is unthinkable. Animal, perhaps, to some of you. Plants and that category, most of us. Minerals, you don't have to worry too much. In the entire pantheon, okay, the entire creation, starting from mineral to the sagehood, what is the difference? The difference is at three levels, between the three things: grosser body, subtle bodies, and the soul, the causal body. Labile nature means the freedom with which they are configured. In a sage, all three bodies are separate. At will, his subtle bodies can travel, his causal body can travel. He can be here physically, but he can be in multiple places. For most of us, all three things are here. For animals, it is within. Causal body cannot travel, subtle bodies cannot travel. In fact, within the whole game of this 7 or 18 chakras that we talk about, the traditional chakras starting with Muladhara, Swadhisthana, Nabhi, and Hridaya chakra and above, their consciousness dwells only below the heart chakra. Some animals like dogs, cats, maybe some elephants, they have slightly well-developed heart. Plant kingdom, as Lalaji Maharaj says, these three bodies are almost superimposed, inseparable. But even there is some level of separation which I have shared with you, that trees like people, you can cut a branch and put it in another soil, it will grow. You take acacia, you cut its branch and put it somewhere, it will not grow. There is life in one, there is no life in the other one. Life continues. You break it, life is transferred again. See? It is possible at the highest level, with the soul also. Ordinary soul cannot divide, though there is a divisibility of the soul. But souls like Swami Vivekananda, Buddha, our masters, their souls also can divide. They can manifest at multiple locations, in multiple dimensions. He could be alive, at the same time he can manifest in somebody else. Or he could be dead and could be prevailing with his existence in the brighter world. But he can be here also in embodied form. So this is the greatness at the highest level. So we don't consume such people. We tend to consume the items which are at the lowest level of the spectrum, where these three bodies are not so labile, not so free. They are so compact. Their consciousness is not affected. What matters is consciousness. When plants are consumed, that consciousness is not that affected like the one that would be affected when what happened to Lord Jesus Christ when he was hanged on a cross. Even for a moment he had this feeling that, my God, what has happened? And later on when he comes to his divine wisdom level, then he said, please forgive them for what they they don't know what they are doing. That's a different thing. But imagine what happens to his consciousness. Every cell of the body is vibrating with some level of consciousness. And person who would want to consume such, I don't think they are human being, or even animals would not do such a thing. So we have to understand from that perspective what we are doing with the things we are consuming. Are we destroying that thing for once and for all? Am I affecting the consciousness? Imagine aliens attacking this planet and scooping every mother's embryo and eating them like eggs. Can you imagine the pain the mother would go through? She would curse all kinds of things for this alien. Chicken may not curse you, but as a mother's instincts are always there. Somebody has stolen my eggs. The thoughts would go. In 10 minutes, she may forget. That's a different story.
The offerings of nature carry the purity of the original state within. To maintain this purity, the wealth earned by man to procure food has to be similarly pure and pious. Dishonesty, anywhere in the interaction, will cause a disturbance and leave it stained.
I think in modern days it is becoming more and more challenging. Now, dishonesty is considered to be the norm of this modern era. And on top of that, Babuji says, not only honestly earned, but pious earnings. Let's understand what is pious earnings. Anyone? Please think over this very deeply. Honest and pious earnings. These are the key words here, pious earning. What I understand by pious earning is all the act that we perform in earning our day-to-day wages. Moment to moment, we interact with customers, we interact with nature, we interact with so many other people. Everyone at some level is involved in some sort of serving. We are serving some individual. There is an exchange. Even if it is intellectual exchange where you earn money or legal advice or medical advice. How to make such acts mental or physical, intellectual, at all levels, how to make these actions pious. I must be so much absorbed with the purity that is prevailing in my heart. It's not just the food, but the means, the way we earn, and afterward, how this means, the money that is utilized in getting food on the table for your family. It affects all. You think you have done a wonderful job, you are giving a lot of good things for your family, you are giving a good lifestyle to them, but actually you are ruining them when you earn with dishonest means. Guaranteed. This is what we call the side effect. Your wife had nothing to do with your earnings. Your children had nothing to do with your earnings. But the vibratory level of your being will definitely affect your family, for sure.
The atmosphere at the time of the meal is of vital importance to its effect. That is why Babuji recommends eating in constant divine thought. This way, the entire exercise becomes a meditation. On the contrary, improper thoughts can also turn an apparently pure meal into tamasic or heavy food.
That's what Babuji says, purity must prevail in everything that we do. Moment we consume something, even if it is vegetarian, but earned with wrong means and you're consuming, it has a different implications altogether. And thinking that my lunch is not complete unless and until I have my rasgulla. This incompleteness, oh, my food was incomplete today without this, also I think has similar consequences like having a tamasic food. Though he didn't eat anything, but missing out on something creates a tamasic feeling in us. Laddu nahi mila aaj. And you start complaining to your mother or to your wife, then there's a problem.
In fact, Daaji even suggests adding a particular exercise at meal times to our daily practice or sadhana.
So this particular maxim, I think it rotates around our lifestyle altogether. See, how we earn, how that earned money is utilized in food, how it is cooked, how it is consumed. And I find it even more interesting, very important thing is, after you have completed the food, a lot of our people, they pray. It's good to offer prayer. But let your heart melt, rather than eyes closing and things like that. Let your heart move with a lot of love. Remain prayerful. Don't think that you have finished your prayer and your job is over. No. So, when we have finished our meals actually, let's add one more thing to our sadhana. If you can, for at least half a minute, close your eyes and truly be grateful from inside your heart for making everything possible, and be grateful to all those who served you. If you are in a restaurant, be thankful to the waiter. It's easy to give tips, but it's rare to give such blessings.
You are invited to meditate on the Maxim to reach a personal understanding of it. Internalize the words so that hidden facets and nuances of meaning may unfold within. Practice it so that its efficacy can be genuinely witnessed.